Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Are you ready for some more fun crafting? Well, if so, then what are you waiting for? Let's get to crafting. Okay, DIY number 1. I have 5 of these small wood hanging planks from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to fill in the holes with my lightweight spackling, also from Dollar Tree. And then after that, I'm going to paint 2 of them with my folk art paint in antique green, I think it is, and then the other 3 in the crimson. And after they were painted, I'm going to put them all together using some giant craft sticks. Actually, I think these are the jumbo ones. I don't know. I always forget which is which, but I painted them with that green color, used my wood glue and hot glue to glue them in place to hold those planks together. Then I took some vinyl that I've had in my stash for a little while. It came from Hobby Lobby. It's a Christmas vinyl, and I just used one of those planks to trace it out. I was going to do this before I glued them all together, and then I went, oh man, so I had to grab another plank. But I'm just going to cut 2 strips out. I'm going to use my Type Bond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue, put it on the planks that I'm going to lay that vinyl on, because that vinyl is not a permanent vinyl, it is a removable, and I want this to be permanent. So I'm just going to add some of this glue onto each of the planks that I'm going to lay the vinyl on. Then I'm going to just remove the backing and lay my vinyl in place. It was just a tad longer, so I just took my razor blade and just cut right along the edge of that. And I'm just using my hand to just smooth it into that glue just to make sure it really gets added to that. And after I had that done, this was kind of one of those projects where I'm like, well, what if I do this? What if I do that? So I took, this is an 8 by 12, I think, wood piece that I got, I think, from Amazon. I'm going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. And then I realized, okay, it's a little too long. So I just used my pencil to draw the line of where I needed to cut it. And I'm slowly taking my box cutter and I'm just scoring it. And then once I score it, I just go ahead and continue to go through that. I usually go a little faster after I've done the initial scoring, and then it only took like 5 or 6 times and it broke right through because it was so thin. And then I have this beautiful rice paper from decoupagenapkin.com. I absolutely loved it. So I'm just tracing out where I'm going to lay my paper. And once I have that traced out, I am going to take my Mod Podge and I'm going to brush it all in right inside of those 2 lines that I created, and then I will let it dry. And you guys have probably seen me do this a time or 2, but this is my favorite way to decoupage. While it was drying, I took some of these bamboo sticks from Amazon and I'm using my miter shears to angle the ends, and I'm just going to cut them down to fit that little wood rectangle piece that I have there. And my words are not hitting my brain this morning. Anyways, I'm just going to show you here where I'm just cutting them at an angle. And I cut 4 strips that fit all the way around. And then I went ahead and went over them with my Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm just going to brush it all on the front and the sides of each one of those, and on the ends as well. You just want to make sure you got a good coverage. And then I'm going to take a paper towel and just wipe off the excess wax there. Once those were all done, then I laid my paper onto that board. I'm going to cover it with my parchment paper that protects that paper, and then I'm using my heat press to go over it, which reactivates that Mod Podge and causes your paper to stick. And the reason why this is my favorite is because you just don't get wrinkles this way. And if you do, if it does wrinkle, all you do is use your heat gun to remove those wrinkles. It's amazing. Anyways, when I was done, I didn't put a Mod Podge on the top. I just sanded off the excess. That's when you would get the wrinkles on the top if you put the top Mod Podge. And it's usually because you put too much, which I try not to, but sometimes that happens. So I'm just going to use my Type Bond glue here to glue those pieces around. And I'm just going to clamp them down for about 5 minutes just to hold it in place. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to glue this to the middle of my big sign using my Type Bond glue. And when I got that on there, I thought it needed something else. And I thought, I wonder what it would look like if I use those same, here I'd marked a line on my vinyl and I was trying to find it so I knew where to lay it. I did measure it to make sure it was centered, and that's why I made my line. But I'm going to go over that with my antique wax because I wanted it to look a little more muted and not bright in color. It gives that more of the rustic farmhouse look. And then I went over the painted parts with that too. It just gives it that rustic look. Anyways, this is where I thought, okay, I wonder how it would look if I framed out the bigger sign too. And oh my goodness, you guys, this made a huge difference. And I absolutely love how this came out. I just think it is so pretty. So I did the same. I, cut out my sticks, painted them with my antique wax, and glued them down with my Tite Bond glue. Then I have these cedar picks that I got from Amazon. I just kind of trimmed the pick part down a little bit. And I had some fir picks as well. I put them all together. I'm going to just put some hot glue, put it in that hot glue, and then I'm going to use my stapler to staple them down since that everything was a little thicker and that staple wouldn't go through. Then I took some of these picks that I got from Amazon, and I'm just going to hot glue those in place right in the middle. And then I just went ahead and added a few berries along the outer part, around the pine pick, I guess you could say. I'm going to do 3 on each side, and that's all then I'm going to just staple in a twine hanger. And oh my goodness, you guys, I just absolutely love how this one came out. I just think it is gorgeous. I love it so much. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. You look so dapper, Oliver, with your little haircut and your bow tie. You just look so dapper. Oh, he's such a sweet boy. We really love him. He's such a good boy. Anyways, I know a lot of you guys love him too. You guys are always talking about Oliver. And yeah, he's worth talking about, in my opinion. Anyways, I am glad you are here today. I hope you're enjoying today's video. I am going to, my next video, going to have some cleaning with me. And boy, do I need it. It is crazy in here. I can't hardly move around. So I'm looking forward to getting this room in shape. And it sounds like from most of your responses, you need to do the same. I'm so glad I'm not alone in this boat, but hopefully this will encourage you guys too as well. But I wanted to do this video today. I was torn between 2 themes, but I might put it together. So we'll see how it comes out. You're seeing it already, but I'm, as most of you know, filming this at the beginning of the month because I like to only put makeup on 1 time a month so that I can do all my intros and then be makeup free. So when you see my clean with me videos, I'm probably not going to have makeup on. So, and I don't care. I'm 58 years old and I'm past that. Anyways, I hope you're enjoying today's video. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and this is my sweet Oliver, like I said before. And we are so glad you are here today. If you like home decor on a budget, crafting, just having some fun times, make sure you hit that red subscribe button before you go and become part of our YouTube family. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just going over my words today. Anyways, and if you are returning, you guys know we love you and appreciate you all so very much. So with all of that being said, let's continue on with the video. Okay, DIY number 2. So I have some of these Christmas trees from Dollar Tree. I got these after Christmas, a couple months after Christmas. They had them for 50 cents at Dollar Tree, and I had to pick up a few. So they were in my closet, and I remembered the other day I had these in my closet. So I'm like, oh, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fluff the front part of that tree. I'm going to take the second tree, and I'm just going to fluff the front part of that tree. I'm going to keep the backs unfluffed. Then I'm going to connect them together using zip ties. Now, about 3 years ago, I did something similar. Oh my goodness, I just love putting these together because these trees are so super, super small, but you put them together and it really does help. So I cut some slits in some of this fabric. This came from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut a slit, and then I'm just going to rip at that slit until I had a few strands. And then I cut them like in half, or probably more like a third. And then I just started tying knots on to my tree. And then this fabric I got last year around Christmas time at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to do the same thing, cut strips and then just cut some and start tying knots. I had another fabric that was black and tan. I added that as well. And then once I had all the ribbons on there that I wanted, I took some of these beautiful pine cones that one of my viewers, Pam, who lives in Montana, sent me. They are just beautiful pine cones. They're from her yard. Thank you so much, Pam. And I'm going to hot glue them on some of my limbs. Then I also took some of these berries that came from Amazon, and they have the little wire on them. And I'm just going to put them onto my stem or my branches, just twisting that wire around the branch. You can't see the wire at all. And after I got that all done, I found this. This is from a Dollar Tree sign that I had cut off, and I'm just going to take it and I'm going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew. Then I went on Cricut Design Space, found this design, printed it out on my Frisco stencil vinyl. And I'm using Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and I'm just pouncing it all on over that seine. And then once it was dry, I'm going to pull off that vinyl. Now, I just let this air dry because I was talking to Kathy Jo, and it doesn't come off as easy when you let it air dry versus using a heat gun. But I'm just going to rip that off. As you can see, it came off not as easy as normal, but it still came out good. And then I'm just going to use my little weeder to weed out the small pieces that's inside of the letters. After I had it all weeded, I am going to take my big mouth crocodile that is in my Amazon store, which is, there's a link to that in the description box if you're interested. Create some hanger holes through it. I'm going to take some more of that fabric. I'm going to tie some, I'm going to put some tape on the corner of a piece of that fabric so I could thread it through those holes. And then I'm just going to tie knots on the outside. I'm going to cut it to the length that I want and then just tie some knots on the outside and then trim off the end. And after that was created, I found these stars in my stash. This came from Dollar Tree a couple of years ago, probably. I have not seen them since. They had hearts and they had stars. So I'm just going to remove one of those stars, and I'm going to do a heavy dry brushing of my Cashew chalk paint over that star. I wanted it to kind of match the sign that I made. And once I had that done, or making my eyes happy, I am going to take some more of that fabric and just tie a knot in it, just like that. I'm going to trim it down by cutting the ends at an angle, and then I'm just going to hot glue that on the bottom of my star, and then I'm going to glue that star to the top, I'm going to use hot glue, of the tree. And I did bring that down just a little bit. I have one of these gift boxes. This comes from Walmart, and this has been in my closet for a while. I like to use them for decorative purposes sometimes, but I decided to put a planter from Dollar Tree inside of it to hold my tree on top. Now, if you have a better way of holding it, that might be better, but if you do this, you might want to glue it down or something, because as you can see, it kept moving around. But I'm just going to fill it with some fiber fill that box up so you don't see it, and then this is just a perfect little table decoration, or it could even be a centerpiece. But I love it, and of course I love Farmhouse, but you could do this with any kind of decor. But I hope you like it too. You have to let me know what you think of this in the comment box below. Okay, it is a time for celebration of your recreations, and we only have one today. We have Sandy. Look at this pretty piece she made for the 4th of July. I love it, Sandy. Thank you so much for sharing. I think everyone must be busy with summer things and not crafting. But here, if you have something that you've made that you would like me to showcase, you can email pictures to rusticandlacediy@gmail.com, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, and DIY number 3. Woo! I've got this big wood mason jar from Dollar Tree, or not Hobby Lobby. It's normally $2.99, but I always get it 40% off, and some of these were 50% off. So I'm going to paint it with my Crimson by Waverly. I'm going to paint the bottom part of it. Now I have this page. This came from 2026's calendar that I absolutely love the paintings of this. I've used this calendar several times, but I'm just going to cut this page down. I just thought this was so pretty. And then again, I lay it where I want it. I'm going to use my pencil to make little marks so I know where to put my Mod Podge. And then I'm just going to brush my Mod Podge all in and again, let it dry. Again, this is my favorite way of doing it, but if you can use any decoupaging method that you like. And then I, again, covered it with my parchment paper, go over it with my heat press, and I think I need a new piece of parchment paper. That's looking pretty worn. And then once I was done, I did go over it with my Mod Podge and the fan brush, just trying to do lightly. There was a few areas that it did start to bubble a little bit, and so I just used my heat gun. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure before you rub your fingers over it that it's dry, because you can feel it. If it's sticky, it wouldn't work too well. So then I'm just going to sand off the excess, and then I decided to just take some antique wax and just brush the top part of my jar with it. I just thought this would give it more of that rustic country farmhouse feel. So I'm just going to brush it all on, and then I'm going to just wipe off the excess with a paper towel. Do you see the mess I made there on the table? You guys, I tell you all the time, I am messy. I am a messy painter. I had someone ask me recently before watching one of my old videos why I used a puppy pee pad, and it was like, because I'm a messy painter. But this silicone mat, I can just wipe it all off, and it makes it really nice and easy. So I like it. I'm just going to take some of this ribbon that I had my stash from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to glue that in place with hot glue. I'm going to take some twine, and I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue in the back and then add my twine to it. And then I'm just going to go all along the middle of my ribbon there. But before that, this was really fuzzy, so I just took my lighter and just did a little defuzzing with it. And then I'm just going to wrap that around and glue it in the back. I was going to put a little dab of glue on the front, but I don't want to see the hot glue, so I just put the glue in the back. And then I did that on the top and the bottom of the picture. And I'm going to make a 4-loop finger bow. So I'm just taking some twine. I'm wrapping my fingers 4 times, and then I'm going to cut a long tail. I'm going to take that tail and go up around those strands, through my fingers, up around and into that little loop that we just made. And then I'm going to pull really tightly, just like that. I'm then going to just hot glue it right to the top. And I was just like, man, this just is beautiful. I don't know if I should stop there, but I thought I'm going to add some of these picks right to the top. And then I'm just going to add my hanger to it. And I love this. It's so simple, but yet farmhouse. And I just think it's beautiful. I absolutely love how this came out. I hope you enjoyed this one as well. Let me know what you think of this in the comment box below. Oh, and the new 2027 calendars has a really pretty picture I almost used as well. Okay, DIY number 4. So I'm going to take, this is July's Chalk Couture or Club Couture stencil for the July, and I'm just going to show you what comes in the Club Couture monthly subscription. You get 2 chalk paste, camel and bumblebee, and then you get this cute little chicken cutout. And I thought, how could I use this? Because I want you guys to see this, what they have every month. And so I thought, I'm going to make this a Christmas chicken. So I'm going to start off by painting it with my ink color. I'm going to cut these stencils apart so that I don't have to fuzz each one of them. And I think it just helps you, it makes it easier. And then I'm going to fuzz this. Now, if you're not familiar with Chalk Couture, these are self-adhesive, basically stencils. We call them transfers. I'm going to fuzz them because the first time you use them, you want to fuzz it so that it's not so sticky and it doesn't pull up your paint. Otherwise, it will pull up your paint and your paste. So I'm going to use the ivory color of chalk paste by Chalk Couture. I laid my checkered stencil down, and I'm just going to use my squeegee to go over this, and then I'm going to use red for the face. Now, Chalk Couture has a monthly subscription. It has gone up. It is $25.99 now, I believe, but you do get the for instance, this is what you would get for July. I think it's a fun way to get started or to try Chalk Couture. But if you do enroll for the subscription, you do have to enroll for at least 3 months before you can cancel it. But if that is too much for you, we also have, oh my goodness, why can't I think of it? It's another membership. It's perks, members perks. And that is, I still think it's $20 a month. And you get 30% off of anything you purchase, plus a $20 product credit every month that you can use towards purchasing products. So that's another way, and that doesn't have a timeline of when you can have to cancel. So that's another way you can try this out if you are interested. But it really is pretty simple. The biggest thing is washing these. When you wash them, you want to try not to get too much water on the back side of them because that just makes the stickiness go away faster, and you get to use them as often. But once I had that all done, I'm going to take, these are some snappable stamps that I got from Michael's a while ago, and I had these sticker tags from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to just use some black ink, and Christmas didn't fit all the way across, so I had to kind of do it with Christ and then Muss on the bottom. But I thought, you know what, Farmhouse, it is supposed to be a little wonky and not so nice. So that's why I did that. So I had these rusty bells from Dollar Tree. I put them through some baker's twine as well as that tag. And then I'm just going to tie it around the neck of my chicken. And then I'm going to take 4 of the larger blocks. I got these from Dollar Tree. You can also get them from Five Below. And I'm just going to use my Titebond glue and hot glue to glue 2 of them together end to end. And then I'm going to use my Titebond glue and hot glue to glue one on top of the other. And we're just kind of making a little base for the chicken. And then I'm going to paint it with my chalk paint in the color ink, which is basically black. After I'm done with that, I'm going to use my Titebond glue and hot glue to glue that chicken in place or right on top of my blocks that I created. And the only reason why I did this, because it stands on its own, was because I wanted to add some greenery, because I want this to look a little more Christmassy, not since it wasn't really a Christmas item. So I took some of those picks, I glued them on the base, and then I decided to go ahead and take some black distressing ink and go around my sign with it. And then I'm just going to glue it in place because the stickiness on this wasn't that sticky. And also, I always forget to mention this, with Chalk Couture, if you want it to be permanent, most of the time you need to spray it with some kind of a coating. I would not use Mod Podge because it still will make it bleed. So I just use a acrylic spray, or whatever they call the spray. It's Rust-Oleum matte spray to hold that in place. Then, as you can see, I just took some pine picks, cut it down, added to the base, and some more berries. And I think it looks like a pretty cute chicken, Christmas farmhouse chicken. What do you think? You have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. I do have links to my Chalk Couture page in the description box if you have any questions, or if you want to email me with questions. You can do that as well. Here is the final reveal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have another video up on Sunday. It's going to be part of my Clean With Me video. I know it's not crafting. Some of you might not like that, but you know what? I'm probably going to be talking a lot more. You'll see my face a lot more if you want to see it. I don't know. Anyways, it's going to be fun. So with all of that, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.